visuals and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Superhero Wednesday, the day of the week where we find out what powers my dog has. The power to be a fucking annoying little bastard. Oh, it is of course Superhero Wednesday. What makes it so super? Well, I'm in the video. Is that not super enough? Alright, aggressive head. You're stealing my shot? You're stealing my frame? This is my solo? This is actually my ending monologue? Please get out the cameras. A view of it's... I am the artist. This is my canvas. I feel like some douchebag would say shit like that. It's Superhero Wednesday, and this week, instead of doing a flex or a collection so far or whatnot, we're actually going to do another list of villains, but this time, you make a really good armrest, pal. But this time, we're going to be doing Batman villains. Just like Spider-Man, and just like Spider-Man, we've done a list for my five favourite Spider-Man villains. This week, we're going to take a look at Batman and my five favourite Batman villains. Oh my god, Dan, get your words out. Five favourite villains from the world of Batman, because Batman, Spider-Man, they both have beautiful and amazing rogues gallery of villains. They've got some of the best villains ever to adorn the page of a comic book. Some hugely iconic villains that have spanned on to have their own universes, or they've gone on to have their own films or comic series or whatnot. There's arguably some of their villains are just as big or well known as their respective hero. Like, I definitely think it's fair to say that Spider-Man is Venom is just as well known as Spider-Man. Maybe not bigger, but as well known. Just like the Joker is synonymous, and they're both equally well known as each other, Joker and Batman and whatnot. So they've got some beautiful villains, and I thought we've done Spider-Man, let's do Batman. Importantly, visuals, it doesn't matter about me and my lists, it matters about you and your lists. I want to know your favourite Batman villains in the comments below, and if you had to choose one lineup of villains, who are you facing? It doesn't matter what, well no, we'll make sure you're the respective hero. I was going to say, it doesn't matter what superhero you are, but you have to be the respective hero. But are you going to fight all of Spider-Man's villains, or would you rather fight all of Batman's villains? Now, I'm not necessarily saying all at once, but like at least one of them a day for the next God knows how long. Maybe two of them a day. Who are you taking? Are you going to take on Spider-Man's mob or Batman's? Let's put it this way. This one would at least make me laugh a little bit. You know, aha, Rhino guy. Oh, sand. But this one would make me question my thoughts and reality and dreams and what is real and nightmares, and mentally be like, oh my god, should I go to Arkham Asylum myself? This one would be a mental drag. At least this one's relatively colourful and bright and beautiful. Anyway, visuals, we will shut the fuck up and we will start our list. Here's number 5, our 5th favourite Batman villain of all time. Kicking things off, it is Deathstroke. Now, you could argue Deathstroke's a villain to a lot of different heroes and whatnot, Green Arrow and such. But no, to me, he's always a Batman villain, and I love Deathstroke. I love the fact that it's Deadpool, but a bit more serious. I love the fact that we get this master marksman, master swordsman, master hand-to-hand combat guy, tactician, this battle of tactics and strategy, well that's what tactics are, and fight, hand-to-hand combat and mastering each weapon and ability and whatnot. I think it's absolutely amazing. I love the Arkham Origins fight between you and Deathstroke. It might have happened a bit too early, but I love the fact that they come back in Arkham Knight. Absolutely outstanding. Costume's great, his arc and whatnot in all different comics have been amazing. His attachments every now and then with the Suicide Squad, again going up with against the Green Arrow, his solo stuff, exploring the stuff with him and his daughter and whatnot. Absolutely fantastic and beautiful and amazing. I'm so gutted we didn't get him up on the live action. Yes, we got the we got the little cutscene, but I'd love to have got a little bit more out of him. Absolutely beautiful villain, amazing villain. I was going to say Wade Wilson, Slade Wilson, absolutely just outstanding in every aspect. Beautiful. Number 5. 4, it's Killer Croc. Now, Killer Croc's a villain that I've always loved. I've always loved Killer Croc as if they're to do with water and being a bit creepy and a bit menacey, I'm all up for it. But he probably wasn't even top I don't know if he would have been top 10, but he skyrocketed as soon as I played Arkham Asylum and we got that Killer Croc boss battle. It was flawless, especially if you listen to some of the theories that are in tune with it, like was he on Scarecrow, Theotoxin and whatnot at the time and stuff. But even so, his involvement to the games have definitely elevated it a bit more for me, but the Arkham Asylum fight is just outstanding. I love the whole, because the whole thing about Batman is fear and whatnot, and my biggest fear is open water, or mostly water of any kind. I love water, it's beautiful and relaxing, but like the idea of being in water, at least a big body of it, is minging. And to walk on them platforms and try and be silent, and I'd always try and cheat and use the line launcher and go back and forward and whatnot, and you'd see an arm come up, or you'd hear the and it'd chase off, and be like, oh, it'd give me the heebie-jeebies. And the little things we got later on, the little Easter eggs, finding these little nests and whatnot, like rotten corpses and all that kind of stuff, seeing the character develop and change the way he looked and whatnot throughout the different Arkham games. They definitely give a new layer to Killer Croc for me, 100% they did. My love for Killer Croc now is definitely got the Arkham games, and more specifically the Arkham Asylum game, to thank. But I love Killer Croc, he's absolutely amazing. Just don't chase after me on little crappy platforms, because it's terrifying. 3 is the Riddler. Now, I love this one also as well at face value. If I showed you the Batman, if I showed you the Riddler, usually a scrawny, sort of just hunched over, just, yeah, I'm the Riddler, whatever kind of guy, up against this big, muscly, brawn creature of the night thing, you'd be like, how the fuck are they a match? But then when you go into context with it all, a battle of the minds, kind of like Deathstroke, but not as like strategic as in war and combat and, you know, sort of placement, but just who is more intelligent. The fact that this rivalry and this feud and this hero and villain arc is fueled by intelligence, and one wants to outsmart the other, and one has an unhealthy, unnecessary need to be smarter than the other. It's so enthralling. And again, I have to give a lot of credit to the Arkham games to go around and solve the riddles and hear him over on the tannoys and whatnot, claiming, haha, you've only got 5%, you know, or even a fool could have answered that riddle. It's one of my easiest ones, mocking you up throughout the whole way. But as soon as you come face to face and you know it's a battle of strength and fight and, you know, muscle and dominance, the Riddler's going to get absolutely pummeled. And as well, though, he's had some beautiful, beautiful takes and turns inside of the comics. We've also seen him lead his own stuff. We've had quite a few sort of turns and twists in the comics. The brand new, the Batman film, I thought the Riddler in that was outstanding. I adored this version of the Riddler so much. Sort of give you genuine Zodiac killery, sort of late 90s Netflix documentary murder sort of vibes. Absolutely beautiful and amazing. This Riddler was fantastic. So, I think the Riddler's absolutely beautiful. Not the things that he does and how he looks, but just the story of the Riddler. 2 is Scarecrow. I absolutely love the whole fear element of the entire Batman world. When I first, years and years ago, found out that Batman's biggest fear was bats, it fucking blew my mind. And again, I go back to the opening shot of the Batman and how he uses his symbol of fear, and everyone's like, they see the symbol, they look down an alleyway, Batman's not there, but they're like, nah, I ain't risking that tonight. And it's just fear-inducing. And then to see the guy who implements his fear to protect Gotham come up with a guy whose also main gimmick is fear, but spreading fear and imposing onto you your worst fear. And to see that dynamic outplay. The Christopher Nolan Batman Begins film was so great when it showed you the Batman the way he looked when Crane had some of his own stuff and whatnot, and the way the Batman, when he first gets done, he gets set on fire and stuff, and that. Absolutely awesome. But I love the Scarecrow because of, like I said, how he looks and how he is. I definitely loved how he looked at the start of the Arkham games, but I loved how they finished it off and how he looked there with the, you know, the hood up and a bit more the weird colour eyes and a bit more stitching and whatnot, instead of just like a skinny guy with the hood and the little gas mask bits. They did a better job of him in the later Arkham games, well, the Arkham Knight video game. But he's a great villain, and the whole thing, because instead of just being like, I'm bad guy, super strong, I want to rob bank, I'm hero, super strong, you must stop. To have this battle of the minds, the battle of the fear, the battle of overcoming fear and stuff, being a huge element in their dynamic and whatnot, it's just outstanding. Obviously, number 1 is... I don't think I even had to do a number 1. I think it would be hard to find somebody that doesn't say the Joker isn't their favourite Batman villain of all time. Maybe arguably one of their favourite villains. But not only that, maybe a lot of people's favourite comic book characters of all time. The Clown Prince of Crime. In any adaptation we've got of him, from comic books to films. Even Jared Leto's Joker was very, very for me, but it did have one or two elements I thought, okay, if we had a bit more time, a bit more flushed out, a bit more given to this, like we saw in the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League, there was a slightly different, more dynamic between, like a more interesting dynamic between Bruce and the Joker in that, like, you know, the scene, the future scene after Darkseid had destroyed everything and whatnot, and Superman's coming. And I would have took a bit more of that just to see where we went. Joaquin Phoenix's version of Joker, beautiful. Whether it is the Joker, a Joker, there's loads of different theories and conspiracies and everything out there online about Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. Can't wait for the second film. The Arkham stuff, absolutely beautiful, to be inside the mind of Bruce, and Bruce is slowly succumbing to the Joker, then eventually he locks him away and pushes him away for good, and that, awesome as fuck. I made like a weird noise there. Anything we've seen in the comics, the Killing Joke, the stuff that he's done, you know, how he's affected and really hurt Bruce at times with taking out certain members of the Bat family. I don't know why I'm going on, like I shouldn't be spoiling it, but just to be safe, the stuff that he's absolutely done. Like, again, kind of like the Riddler. You think of this, okay, just a guy dressed as a clown, what the fuck? Oh, guy, big, brawny, muscular, you know, creature of the night, all in black and whatnot. Scary, you're going to smash his face in. But the Joker doesn't care if they come face to face. He's not going to be like, oh, no, please, Batman, don't batter me. Because there'll be like a horrible amount of things that he's got set up somewhere. And we've seen Joker go to some extreme lengths to try and stop Bruce or to try and harm Gotham in some way. But the biggest thing for me is the actual... This sounds stupid, but for me, one of the best ways I've ever heard the relationship between Batman and the Joker been described is from the Lego movie, well, the Batman Lego movie. How they are the two sides of the same coin and whatnot, how they kind of counterbalance each other, how they kind of need each other and stuff. The unhealthy obsession that they both kind of have with each other, definitely the Joker with Batman. Batman says he's not obsessed with the Joker, but we've seen it before, and sometimes in some elements there is a little bit of obsession out there and whatnot. And the fact that the Joker, this biggest threat to Gotham City, is just a very mentally unwell person. You know, Spider-Man, like I said, has got the rhinos charging. Oh, here comes an alien symbiote. There's a guy floating on a glider. It's absolute crazy, over-the-top shenanigans. And Batman's biggest threat is this guy that just needs some severe mental help. It's, I don't know, just the stories you tell and the places we go and the way that it shifts the normal dynamics of a comic book story. Like I said, it's not just I'm the bad guy, down to the city, I will rob the bank, and Batman, stop it. We have something like we saw with Heath Ledger's Joker, where it's not about the money, it's about sending a message and stuff, and it's like, okay, this is really a scary person. This is somebody that would just be, you'd hate to be in a room with, because you don't really know what they're thinking. You don't really know what they want out of the situation, what their thoughts are, what's going on. It's scary as fuck. Joker is one of the greatest Batman villains, one of the greatest comic book characters of all time. We have the visuals. That is my list for my top 5 Batman villains. If you want to do another superhero, we can get it done. You know, Iron Man out there. We can chuck a Green Lantern. Whoever it is you want to do, we could chuck another list of top 5s out there. Like I said at the start of the video, more importantly, I want to know who your favourite villains are of Batman. And like I said, the fun question, are you going to be Spider-Man? It's not because you want to be Spider-Man, not because you want to be Batman. It's just, who would you rather face? The lineup of Spider-Man's villains and the lineup of Batman's villains and whatnot. It's probably fair to say that Batman probably does have more villains. Spider-Man does have a fucking stupid amount of villains, but I think Batman probably does, just at the top of my head. I'm probably, you know, I'm trying to glance through everybody, but I'll be forgetting some people. I'd say Batman probably does have more. And then once that's happened, who wins? Batman or Spider-Man? Who have you got in that? Let us know in the comments below. But visuals, thank you so much for watching. You guys are literally the fucking best. Remember, always keep being you and keep on web slinging on.